Guys, Alvi here. I'm here to do the reading. I usually would have done it yesterday, but for some reason, or not for some reason, I was so asleep. I just crashed it for about 4 or 5 hours, and then I woke up, watched something on TV, and went back to sleep because I just did not have the mental energy. I was doing so much in the astral that being here on Earth was just like it was. All I could do with some minor functions, like eating and sleeping, basically. So yeah, maybe you're feeling that energy as well. Let me know below in the comments if you are. Um, so because I'm doing choose by card, and I realized that the video that I made earlier on for card selection probably didn't really give you a proper view. I'm going to hold the cards up now and then I'll shuffle for each pile as well. So this is card number 1. If you can see that. It's a very lovely card. She looks like she's doing what I was doing. It says, "In the valley of my heart" is the quote on this one. And these cards are from the Unfurling Goddess Inspiration cards. And I just love the artwork. So here we are, looking at my love of artwork, basically. And so pile 2. Sorry, I just have to look at that. "Fall unto thee" is what the quote is on this one. Another one, "Sleeping." Looks like it might be time to rest, guys. I think we are doing a lot of work in our dream states and in astral realms and other dimensions that we can only access when we're asleep most of the time. Sometimes, and some people are able to do it when they're meditating and be completely lucid and conscious about what's going on. But I think for most of us, because we've got, other stuff going on around us, it's 3D energy type thing, that it's a little bit hard to tune in that deeply to what's going on in other realms. And this is pile 3. Let me just read that. "Fresh streams of beauty come from deep within." And just another lovely card. So that's for pile 3. So just make your selection. I'll put the other video up so you can have a longer look as well. But I'm going to shuffle the oracle cards for these piles now. So I'll just remind you again, pile 1 is the yellow lilies and what's it called? "In the valley of my heart." And I think there's a shifty kind of energy coming through, like energy shift, not shifty as in dodgy. So we'll be using these ones, which are my favorite cards to kind of help navigate these dimensional shifts and that sort of thing. There's work your light cards. That's what I'm trying to say. They seem to just have that high vibrational feeling and messages that come through with that. So can we have a card for pile 1? There we go. I'll just put that one there. And a card for pile 2. Oops, there we go. Look at that. Okay. So I'm going to show you when I've finished pulling these cards as well, just to give you a little bit more to go with as far as choosing your pile. I know this isn't how most people do it, and not how I normally do it either. See, it's very early in the morning. I can't speak properly. But we don't always have to follow the traditional route or the way that everyone else does it. Sometimes going with your intuition and doing it your own way is the best way to find new ways and ways that suit you. So there we go. Yes. Okay. So pile 1, we have Star Mother and the lilies. So Star Mother talks about how can you mother yourself. I'll show you. There we go. Might be able to fit there. It's backwards, but that's what you get, I guess. There we go. So pile 1, if these cards appeal to you, call to you, ringing in a bell, then that's your pile, and you should watch that reading, and I'll see you over in the reading. So this is pile 2. Fall unto thee and take a break. That's the other card that's come up. So if those cards call to you, or you feel drawn to them, or they ringing in a bell, or anything like that, you get a full body yes or an intuitive yes, then that's your pile, and I will see you over in that reading. Pile 3, as we said before, fresh streams of beauty come from deep within. And the other card we've got for that one is yes, so it's very affirmative. So if you feel drawn to these cards, you feel that inner bell, you feel that just that's the right one for me kind of feeling, instantaneously knowing that that's your card, that's your pile, or that's your message, then I'll see you over in that reading. And I'll just see you over in the readings now anyway. Hey guys, Alvy here. This is pile 1's reading, or group 1's reading. I don't know why I paused then. I was going to tell you something, but I can't remember what it was. Anyway, let's just get into it. Maybe there was a message coming through. I don't know. As I said in the card selection, if you watched that, it's early in the morning. Yesterday was very odd. I slept a lot and I did a lot of kind of astral work, and I still kind of feel like I'm a bit off the planet, to be honest. So here we are doing these readings early in the morning, straight out of the shower, which always gives me lots of messages. I hear a lot of clairaudient messages coming through while I'm in the shower, and I'm often a little bit, half asleep. So anyway, that's just me. Enough about me. Here's your messages for today, or for this week. So we have in the Valley of the Heart, if you chose this pile, in the Valley of the Heart and Star Mother, this is your reading. So just with these two cards coming through, the messages coming through with these cards, speaking about nurturing yourself, sitting in the heart center is what I get from this in the Valley of the Heart. I will read you there's a poem on the back of each of these cards. They are from the Unfurling Goddess inspiration deck. So it says, embody the divine self within. They're different to like most tarot cards and things, but I will read you anyway. What it says it's connected, the message here is connected to the root chakra, and it says, listen softly in the valley of my heart, and the effortlessness is unity. Okay, so I think what we're talking about here is either activating or coming back to heart-centered consciousness, which is based in it's based in divine unity. It's where spirit can speak to you. If your heart center is active, that's where you can, speak to spirit, connect with past loved ones, connect to, all that is a lot more easily than with a lot of other of the energy centers. Heart-centered consciousness is very expanded, and it's very soft. It's very non-judgmental, accepting, and very loving and nourishing. So this is a message I feel that's coming through to you, to give yourself this energy, or to allow this energy to come through you in this week. So as I lay quietly and listen to the Mother Earth, my body breathes and is valiant. My spirit sings when I reside in the valley of my heart. I relinquish all impulsive desire without judgment of it. I'm effortlessly the art and the artist that enriches my life. As I lay down all my weapons of self-harm, I am the beloved and the lover of now. I enjoy listening to my inner dialogue, for I have set myself free into love. There is only love in unity. So it's a very poignant message. um, sort of coming through about sitting in your heart center. When you sit in your heart center, it's got a very calm feeling. You feel very nurtured. You can feel your connection to your higher self and your soul, and you feel safe. You don't worry so much, you know. Sitting in the heart center is like the complete opposite of being in your head and in your monkey mind and all of that stuff that goes on with the chatter and the anxiety and all that sort of stuff. Um, And with the star mother coming through as well, she says, how can you mother yourself? So I feel like perhaps there's a situation that's going to call for you to do this, or maybe it's just, you know, it's a divine timing thing, and now is your time to kind of step back from the rush and the hustle of life and tune into yourself and see what it is that you're, you know, maybe you're in a child once, or you know, part of your inner being needs to feel like it can be safely in the valley of the heart instead of being pulled out, pulled down, and pushed around by life and all the rest of that stuff, and our conditioning and things like that as well. Um, I've got this kind of message and this feeling of unwinding, like letting your nervous system unwind, becoming very calm, not letting things bother you so much because you know your own true path. Once you're in that valley of the heart, when you sit there, your own truth becomes the truth that you know is, you know, is right for you. You don't feel like you need to be following other people and doing what other people want you to do so much, or what society wants you to do. Um, and having said that, it's kind of giving me another message that this might be about sort of learning to stand your ground, but gently. So you might have situations in your life coming up where, you know, there's people trying to tell you what you should be doing, or, you know, society is telling you what you should be doing, even just to the point where you might feel uncomfortable just sitting on the couch watching YouTube. Whereas maybe that's what your body needs, that maybe that's what your soul needs, but your social conditioning, like what you're being taught is right, won't let you sit. So it's kind of like a balance of finding a balance of that. Um, let's have a look at what else we've got. Unfoldment. Okay, so yeah, that really ties in with this message as well. Um, I get the beautiful energy just coming through these cards. Sorry, it's just really artwork like, artwork wise, should I say. There's just such beautiful, like I said, divine unity energy coming through this reading. Um, with the lotus flower, the unfoldment card, it's kind of, it's really just pointing to now is the time to kind of step back because you are going through a shift, but it's not a shift that's one of those ones that's kind of, you know, it tears you apart and you feel quite discombobulated and terrorized by it. I feel like this is a very gentle unfolding of, you know, your feminine energy. It's got a very divine feminine kind of feeling to it. And I just need to point out, divine feminine is not a person, it's an energy, it is an archetype. Okay, so we all have that, and we all have divine masculine within us. Um, I feel like, I don't know why I needed to say that, but I needed to say that. So I feel like just looking at this card, the lotus flower, it's like, um, let's just say my guides just said in my head, you've been through some shit, okay? Because the lotus flower grows out of the mud, right? It's like the seed grows in the mud, and then it kind of grows up through the water and comes up to this beautiful, ever like multi-petal. There's so much to it. I feel like you'll be unfolding into a more multi-dimensional version of yourself. As I was saying in the card selection, I have been sleeping so much. It's not like I'm fatigued as in my body needs to sleep. It's like my soul's doing stuff in other realms, and I can't do it when I'm awake, and sometimes it just has to happen then and there. Right? So I have these naps. yesterday I slept so much, and that's why I'm doing these readings this morning instead of yesterday. Um, and I know I was doing all sorts of stuff. You come back into your body, and you're like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing. So yeah. Also, we have the last message here, as far as oracle cards is concerned. Oh, pardon me, I've been drinking too much coffee. Is get grounded. So with high vibrational energy, even if it's divine unity kind of energy, even if it's source energy, sometimes um, it can be a bit too much. Like it takes you too far out of your groundedness, out of your human condition. As I was saying, I slept for a really long time. It took me a really long time to get back into my body last night. So you might be experiencing something like that too, where you need to rest. Or I'm getting a message about looking for direction at this point in time. I feel like maybe you kind of finished a cycle and you're not really sure where you're going or what it is that you want. Um, if someone asked you where do you want to be in 10 years, you'd be like, not really sure, kind of thing. It's this in-betweenness, and it's asking you to go into your heart center, to sit in that, I love that, the valley of your heart, and just mother yourself and love yourself and let the messages from your soul come through so that you know that you're treading the path that you're actually meant to walk on this planet at this time. Making sure that you stay grounded, so connecting with nature, putting your feet on the earth, barefoot on the earth if you can, or feet in the sea, or ocean, like the salt water. How else can you get grounded? Sometimes it's as easy as having something to eat and drink, like a warm, comforting drink. It can bring you back down because you can get a little bit too high, like spiritually high, which is great. You feel great, but it's a form of mania, and it can kind of take you to places that go beyond, being actually conscious about what you're doing, or I'm trying to think of the right way to put it. So it can trigger psychosis, I guess. I mean, I'm not saying that anyone's going to do that here, but if you feel yourself getting too far gone and things start to be too, it's hard to explain. It's a very energetic feeling, but you'll know it. You feel like, I don't know, like you've drunk too much coffee. It's just buzzing, like, get grounded. Make sure you meditate as well. Meditation is going to be very important for you. Resting, listening to those messages. Gee, the sun's really doing funny things with the, with the light today. Yeah, so yeah, resting and giving yourself nurturance. When I was first pulling these cards and flipping them over to read for you, I was reminded of this transmission, or what would I call it? Attunement, that's what it was. It was attunement. This attunement that came through to me the other day when I was sitting, just sitting in meditation, and suddenly this attunement to divine abundance, and connecting to what's true, what's yours in the energy, and how to bring it down into the physical world came through to me. And one of those messages was, and I felt like this was important to tell you guys as well, is that when you can connect to the the abundance of Mother Earth, like the way that if you can see the fractalness of everything. This is getting a bit wild, I know. So if you don't resonate with it or whatever, it's fine. But if you can see, like, it's sort of like when you see one seed, all you see is a seed, right? You plant that seed and it grows a tree, which grows heaps more seeds. And this is how true, like, divine abundance works, right? So while we're sitting here going, this is all I've got, the earth and your soul are asking you to connect into this feeling of safety, because you know when you connect into that energy of the fact that it's infinite, it's infinitely expanding constantly, and that you're part of that. It's not like you're separate from that. You're part of that infinite abundance. You're part of that infinite expansion, and that expansion includes physical wealth. I'm not sure why that's coming up too, but so this is about feeling safe about having. It doesn't have to be money, but resources, stepping out of comfort zone where you not, you don't quite have enough, or you feel like you're not enough even. um, all of this is pointing towards coming back to this unity, coming back to this recognition that we're part of it. We're not separate from it, even though it feels like it. And we are taught and conditioned to believe that we're separate from the universe. We're separate from what would you say? From we're taught that we're separate from my voice is going funny, that we're separate from, the spiritual world, I guess. We're separate from the energy, and we're not. We're part of it. So how can we possibly ever be feel unsafe when with more, when that's what we actually truly are? I hope that actually hit home and it made sense. I kind of feel like I'm a bit blah, blah, blah today, but anyway, let's move on from that and pull some tarot cards. So, sorry about the lighting, guys. The sun has come out on the other side of where I'm filming, and it's nice, but it's kind of making things weird. When I lean forward, it goes very dark. Anyway, never mind. Can't get past that. So let's have a look at your weekly guidance. Oh god, here we go again with the coughing thing. Just feeling into this energy more. It's just such a loving, gentle energy. It's kind of it's giving me this feeling of how, like, of gentle parenting, and how maybe, if you're an adult now, you probably weren't brought up with gentle parenting. You might not even know what it is, but it's kind of like the opposite of that whole, you don't get that if you don't do this, and all of that kind of stuff. Like, I don't quite know how to put it, but gentle parenting is coming through. So whether it's with your kids or whether it's with yourself, maybe look it up if you're not familiar. So the first card we have coming up for you guys this week is, oh, that's really annoying. There we go, that's better. Now you can see it. Reach out. So the Three of Pentacles. And I was talking about money, right? So we have that coming through. So reach out. I feel like this is talking about community. I feel like it's talking about working together with, more than one person. It's not a partnership thing, it's a group thing. So however that resonates for you, and however these cards come up as well. So also, just as I'm looking at that, I'm seeing that what I was just talking about, the message with the oracle, pardon me, the unfoldment, the sitting in the valley of your heart, resting back into divine unity, is possibly and probably a collective kind of shift that we're going through. But I feel like it's just such a different energy to what we're used to as far as shifting. I feel like it might even kind of throw a few people, because it's a different way of shifting. And I remember when my heart center opened up and I really hit this point of like absolute compassion. I'm not there anymore, by the way. It happens now and again, but this was something that happened for a long time for me, and it was quite different because it's very emotional, but you're also detached from it. It's just this very sweet, loving energy that's coming through. So it's such a nice energy. No, I can't stop talking about it. I'm feeling into it right now. Okay, so feeling this connection with the group, feeling this energy with the group, whether you maybe do psychic circles or your community might be feeling into this softness, this gentleness, this loving energy that's going to be coming through and helping you unfold into the truth of who you are and the path of your soul. Um, the next card we have is New Vitality, but it's reversed, and I feel like this is, as I was saying, needing to rest. It's like you can feel this new energy coming in, but it's not an energy that makes you want to, like, run around, feel really wired and all of that sort of stuff. Necessarily, I feel like it's kind of conserving, learning how to manage energy a little better instead of just feeling like you need to be doing stuff all the time, which is that other message that was coming through before as well. Um, it's sort of like, if we know it's always there, then why do we need to use it all up at once? And that, that could resonate with any kind of situation, really. Let's have a look. What else have we got? We've got Spread Your Wings. Also coming up upside down, if you can see that. Sorry. I love the sun, but sometimes the way it hits the cards, not really helpful. Anyway, so this is coming through as well. It's energy, a lot of energy kind of coming through, but I feel, as I said, this Spread Your Wings, it's talking about spreading your wings energetically. It's something that's going to go on internally with you. It's an internal shift that you will find happens, organically when you're able to tap into this beautiful, soft, resting energy and let your nervous system unwind and just come back to yourself, basically. I'm getting this feeling like the last couple of weeks might have been really, not bad, but just very busy and not, you haven't had time for yourself, really. You feel like you're kind of torn and thrown in a million different ways, perhaps, lots of different things going on, and you haven't really had time for yourself. And I feel like this is your time this week, is to take some time out for yourself, or take as much time out as you need to tap into this feeling and this energy, and allow it to embody into you, or allow yourself to embody it, might be a better way to put it. To anchor it into your physical world so that it's kind of just flow, it's beautiful. So I dropped that card and I don't know which way it came up. So I'm going to just pull some more cards. Can we have more messages for group 1 for the week, for this energy shift coming through? Okay, there's 2. Okay, look, this is my glow up card, right? This is an energetic glow up. You can see her heart center is just, it's like the sun. You'll feel like this afterwards. But I still feel like it's got this very gentle feeling. It's not like those heart center explosion type things where you just, like you feel like a supernova. It's not that kind of energy. It's like, it's going to be something that happens that's going to be fairly permanent, and you're always going to feel that switched on, but it's not going to be overly intense and overpowering, because of this gentle energy that's coming through. Okay, let's have a look. So this is also the card, the Sun card in traditional tarot. So it's talking about, just having a good time, connecting with people, being out the sun, that whole summer vibe. Yeah, just good stuff. Hope, love, all of these things coming in. This is such a beautiful reading. I wish I'd chosen this one. I actually didn't choose any of them. I just sort of read and take the messages as they come to me, and what kind of hits me, what resonates. Because I'm not, like, I have no idea what's going to come out of my mouth. I am sort of a conscious channel, but I'm not that conscious of it until it happens. So, and awaiting results. So I feel like you're not going to be waiting. There's something you were waiting on. You're not waiting for it anymore. It's already going to happen. You're awaiting, the 7 of Pentacles. There seems to be Pentacles and energy coming up. So I feel like being guided to tell you about my attunement, my abundance attunement, and I'll write something out and put it on my page that makes a bit more sense. I had it all written down, But when I went to speak about it just before, it just kind of wasn't coming out the way I wanted it to. It didn't flow. Um, so, yeah, I feel like this reading is speaking about abundance, and that, like I said, that doesn't necessarily have to be physical money, although for a lot of us, that's a big thing right now. It could also be talking about resources, and resources can be anything from what you've got in your house to eat, to how you manage your energy, and everything in between. So um, I feel like maybe there's something you've been working on, waiting on, hoping, and this shift is going to bring it through in a more visceral way, so in a more real way. You're not going to be waiting for very much longer, let's put it that way. Let's have a look. I've got half the deck over here and half the deck over here, and I don't know what's going on with that. One more, two more cards from here, because I'm curious to find out what it is you won't be waiting on anymore, unless it's just like you've been kind of working, doing your inner work, doing, working with your shadow, all of that sort of stuff, doing your healing work, as I prefer to put it. Shadow work, I don't know, it's a thing, I guess, but I've always just thought of it as healing. Anyway, so let's just have a look at what it is Group 1 won't be waiting for anymore. Okay, so moving on, has come up. The Eight of Cups. So leaving a situation that's not working for you anymore, basically. This could be a relationship, but it doesn't have to be. It could be just a life situation that has kind of gone on for a long time. And you've been working on, shifting yourself out of it, and you haven't seen results recently. It's now kind of like this message coming through is to step back, stop putting all the effort into it, and let it happen. Because once once you put it to a certain point and you let it go out into the universe, if you keep poking at it, it's gonna kind of take longer, I guess, because you're sort of like, a watched pot never boils, or whatever whatever the saying is. I feel like that kind of energy is coming through with this. So you will be moving away, and you won't be waiting for very much longer for this to happen, but just rest back into your heart and follow your intuition, follow your inner guidance on anything that comes through this week, because this is where your full path is going to come to fruition. This is how you're going to know where you're going to be moving on to. Oh. All right, someone needs to get something off their chest again. No, I feel like, yeah, I kind of feel like with this, I'm getting the chesty thing, which I often get when it's something emotional, right? It's something maybe that it's hard for you to move on from, but you want to because it's kind of holding you back. Could be work, could be, a housing situation, could be where you're living, You might be living somewhere where you just don't feel like it's the right place for you, or you don't have the right opportunities, and you've wanted to leave, but it's also hard because maybe your family lives there, or, got really good friends there, but it's just not doing your path any good or your life any good. So I feel like that's one message of what you might be waiting for to happen, to change, and this is what's going to be coming in at the end of this week, is this change to something new and something better. No longer waiting, I guess. And as I said that, I got this message of like no longer waiting for people to realize that you're worth loving. Like maybe it's a relationship situation and you are coming around to understanding that waiting for people, if you love them but they're not really doing the same, it's not reciprocal, I guess is the word. It's just not, it's not helpful to you, and you're going to come to this realization and actually be able to move on. I feel like maybe for some of you it might be something that you weren't able to let go of fully, but with this delving deep into the heart center that's going to come up this week, I feel like you're going to find the key that's going to unlock that whatever it is. I'm going like this. It feels like something springy. I don't know, weird, like a bungee cord or something. It's like, yeah, like a karmic tie or something like that, and you just haven't been able to let it go. So what else might group 1 find themselves no longer waiting for? Let's have a look. I'm going to get several different messages because obviously it's a collective reading, so while it might all resonate for you, for some people it might not. And, you know, we all have different situations going on in our lives. So reverse trust. Okay, so this is talking about no longer waiting, no longer feeling like you can't be spontaneous and you can't be in the flow. Something is going to change within your world that's going to allow you to, you know, take on a new adventure, because this is the Fool card, so it's like new adventure, exciting energy. But coming up reversed, I feel like in the past you've kind of wanted to do that but you couldn't. For whatever reason, there was something going on that you couldn't, you know, you weren't able to go where you wanted to go or do what you wanted to do. You felt restricted, you felt something stopping you. I feel like for some of you this week that is going to come to an end. And I'm going to pull one more card to find out exactly what else, if there's another message, a different message, or one that's continuing on about what group 1 is no longer waiting for. Oh, what's that? Come out. We've got the crown chakra also come up reversed. So this is possibly a situation where you didn't feel connected to your spiritual self, to your higher self, to your soul, to source, or God, or however you want to put that. You just didn't feel like you were safe or able to continue on, but that's going to change this week. What's that one? And for some of you, love as well. So we're looking at no longer waiting. As I was saying, there's these certain situations that we can all get ourselves into. There's that one particular one that I used to talk about a lot, twin flames, where people find themselves waiting and waiting for this person to wake up, to, you know, awaken spiritually or to connect with them. And look, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, because it can happen, but a lot of the time we're waiting for the wrong person, or it's just not, you know, it's not on their path. So it's not worth you waiting and wasting all your beautiful life for someone else. It's your life, not theirs. And I feel like you're going to be coming into that realization. For some of you, some of you, you won't be waiting any longer for love to come into your life. So I feel like you've wanted a relationship, or you're possibly in a situationship or something like that where this energy coming in for you right now is going to bring in a relationship, a connection, you know, the kind that you've been waiting for, wanting a partner, a potential, you know, a potential love situation as well. So that is such an amazing reading. Hopefully it resonated for you guys. Hopefully you got some messages out of it. Don't forget to sit in your heart center as much as you can this week and unwind and find that soft, compassionate energy that's going to allow you to open up and unfold and be able to connect with yourself, so that you can get into this energy of like having all the good stuff come in. Basically, it's all the good stuff's coming in. All right, I'll catch you on the next one. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like this message, you resonated with this message, or if you want to leave me a comment, that's also cool. I'd like that. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next reading. Hey, it's Alvi here. This is group 2's reading. So if you chose Fall Unto Thee and Take a Break, if these were the cards that called to you, then this is your reading. Okie dokie. So we have a couple more oracle cards here. that I have pulled for you just to get a message for the overlying or underlying energy of the week. I never quite know which way to say that, so either way, I guess. The Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty, Devotion, Mystic, Priestess, and Teacher. This one came up in last week's reading. I wonder if it was group 2 as well. And then we have Earth Magic. So, fall unto the... This is from the Unfurling Goddess inspiration card, so it's slightly different to tarot cards. It's got like a little poem quote type thing on the back, which I will read to you. So the card, the energy of this card is talking about surrender. We might fall into a hypnosis that numbs the body of our truth. We might close the portals deep within with repression and denial. We might turn away from our sacred hearts, the earth, our body. Or we may choose to unfurl to the love that we are together and fall unto thee. The sweet taste of surrender, the taste of softness. By the edge of the forest near the river, where the canna lilies grow, stardust rises and falls with her breathing. We listen to her in sacred water. In every direction, we know the love that we are. Wow. That was really beautiful, wasn't it? So, I thought these were hibiscuses. Apparently they're canna lilies. So yeah, just a really nice message of surrender coming through with this card, and the this sort of what am I saying? What am I feeling? Yeah, so surrender is like letting go of trying to control everything and just knowing that things are going to be okay, even if you don't control them. I'm getting a little bit of a feeling of, maybe kind of micromanaging the universe, trying to control things a little bit too much. That can be very exhausting. It can be very, because you're always anxious, you're always trying to make things happen, or you might be finding that you're coming through this period where you're realizing that having like really intense expectations of things being exactly how you want them to isn't really, it's not as supportive to your path as being able to have expectations of great things but not be really fixated on how they come to you or how they manifest in your life. So I'm seeing take a break as well. Life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. So this is also saying, it's also speaking about, just taking a break. Stop giving yourself such a hard time. My guides just literally just said that. So stop giving yourself such a hard time and just sink into surrender for a while. This is very much like group 1. So if you're sort of resonating with this, you might want to watch the group 1 reading as well. It's talking about like unfurling. There's a collective energy that I'm picking up on here where people are all kind of getting this message to step back, to either surrender or just sit within heart space, allow the nervous system to unwind, come into calmness, come into trust, connect with higher self, source, your soul, and allow that to be your guiding light rather than allowing yourself to be kind of driven by social media trends and all of that kind of social conditioning kind of stuff. So I feel like it's going to be like a big group of us taking a step back from everything and just going deeply into our divine feminine energy, letting things flow, um, letting things kind of be what they are, surrendering, right? When you surrender, you let go, you don't give a fuck anymore. I remember writing that a long time ago when I was discovering surrender. It's like, when you surrender, you just don't give a fuck anymore. It's like you stop worrying so much. You don't, um, you're able to allow things to happen as they're supposed to, organically, without force, without um yeah, you get me. Anyway, sorry. Early morning readings. I mentioned this in group one and in the card selection. If you didn't see those and you're just watching this from my Facebook page, I spent about 5 hours asleep yesterday doing things in the astral, and in other dimensions and things like that. I could not stay awake. So I never got to do these readings. So now I'm doing them early in the morning. Because I'm just going with the flow. And so, anyway, so taking a break, right? I feel like some of you might even need to go on a holiday. You might need to take some time off work so that you can actually fully, fall into this energy, where you're not pushing, where you're not trying to get things to go a certain way, where you're just letting things go a certain way and accepting them. You also have, for your message, the Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty, Devotion, Priestess, Mystic Teacher. So we had this card come up last week, as I said, and it may have even been for group 2 last week as well. And this card speaks about creating beauty within and without, recognizing beauty around you, making, maybe making your home more beautiful, making a garden more beautiful. I feel like being devoted to that, being devoted to bringing beauty into the world is part of your path. If I remember rightly, when I read the book, that's what they were talking about. As the when you walk the path of a mystic or a spiritual teacher or even just a spiritual seeker, you learn with surrender to accept things as they are and see them as beautiful, even if they're not perfect. I'm getting a lot of this kind of feeling of perfectionism or trying to create the perfect everything. And sometimes that's okay, and other times it just drives you crazy. It's too much work. and it's like nothing's perfect in anywhere. We have to just accept that, it is what it is, basically. And I feel like this is the energy you guys are coming into this week. There's something coming through, sorry. That's why I'm stopping and breathing and sighing. I'm not quite sure what it is. I'm going to keep reading and it will probably come through when it's meant to. So, as I was talking about gardens, seeing beauty, understanding that things are just, things sometimes are for a season, some things aren't, some things go for longer. I've also got for you fairies and earth magic, so I feel like a little bit that maybe you spend a lot of time around very serious people and it's kind of taking away the magic of life for you. You may have kind of, because when we're around people, their energy interacts with ours, and often if you're a very gentle soul or you're going through a healing, if you're going through the healing journey, I was going to say the healing crisis, and I don't know why, so maybe some of you are unwell at the moment, and hopefully if you are, you are on the mend. But yeah, so I'm picking up, and I think this is a specific message, although it could be for the entire group too, that you are spending time around people, or you have to spend time around people who are very serious and they don't see the magic or the goodness in life. They're very, maybe quite negative. They might have had bad experiences. Like, I'm not here to judge them or anything like that. I'm just saying that their energy could very well be kind of influencing yours, and you were being asked to kind of just step back. What was I watching the other day? I think her name's Carrie Kay. She talks a lot about the ascension path and things like that. And she was talking about how some of us, and this is me included, we all do probably, there's people in our lives who come into our lives and they feel like they're an anchor. They feel like it's, they're trying to stop you from advancing or evolving, or they just trigger you and make you angry and forget that, that you're you don't want to be like that, or, you know, however that works for you. And she said that, how about instead of reacting to these people, we just let them be what they are and just go on with our lives and flow around them, you know, like a river flows around a stone. So this is a message I feel is very important for you guys, is to stop reacting to the people around you, which is actually quite difficult if they really rub you up the wrong way. Um, but every time you pay attention, every time you give energy to that, you're kind of feeding it. So um, your guides are asking you to switch your focus away from that. Surrender to the fact that not everyone's going to be who you want them to be or how you want them to be. And just go, you know, take a break from whatever it is for a while and remember the beauty of the world. And the magic as well. Magic is coming through quite strongly with the fairies card for me right now. So, fairies, you know, they're elemental beings, and they're very connected to nature. So I feel like spending time in nature for you guys would probably be a really good thing. I'm getting like a mental picture of flowers, growing flowers, fuchsias, if you know what they are, because they look like fairies. They look like little dancing ballerina type um, characters, like the flowers on the fuchsia plant, that is. So, specific message probably for somebody there. Um, my guides are saying kind of like, you need to take a break so you can go back to who you were as a kid, so that you can kind of find that magic again. I feel like things have gotten very serious, as I said, for you. And this isn't serious as in like there's something serious going on. I'm just saying like that serious as in the idea of being an adult and not taking, or not, you know, not believing in things that you can't see, stuff like that. And I don't feel like it's you, really. I think that it's just this kind of energy that's coming through from other people around you. Maybe they don't allow you to kind of indulge in that, or you don't have people that you can talk to about it around you, or you just feel weird talking about it. Yeah, I'm lucky like that. I'm surrounded by people who I can just say, oh yeah, I was in astral traveling the other day, and they're just like, yeah, whatever. No, they're not. Most of people I'm around are like really interested in that and very receptive and open to, you know, things that are other dimensional and energetic nature. So possibly you need to find some other people to talk to, you know, join a group or something like that as well. And unbelievably, the control card is the first card that comes up for you guys as a tarot card, as the weekly message. So this was the energy, what I was just talking about, the overlying energy, underlying energy, is this letting go of control, okay? So, I mean, not letting go of all control, but there's this inherent thing that the ego does. It wants to control everything. It wants to make everything perfect. It wants it to be this. It wants it to be that. And I feel like you're letting go of that. I feel like you're allowing things to flow divinely, understanding that things coming to you organically without that whole trying to force things when it's not time and when it's not ready, and seeing beauty and seeing magic again, and understanding the serendipity of the universe is coming back to you now. So control coming up, beginning of the week. Let me think. What is this message coming through? I'm going to pull a couple more cards just to kind of go through this. So what's more messages for group 2, please? So we've got the number 8 on that card. It's jumping out at me, so this might be a specific number for you. It might be like your number. You might start seeing 8s around. It's also giving me, you know, the infinity vibe. Just remembering that we're infinite beings. I think sometimes we forget that we're, you know, we're more than just our physical human experience that we are so attuned to. Sometimes you can forget that, and you know, just like be stuck in your day to day and forget that there's more to life than that, that there's all these energetic things going on around us, and magic and serendipity, and that you're an infinite being connected to source, and soul and things that are way bigger than you, high vibrational beings. Oh, there goes a card. Bing bong. Don't mind me. Always dropping my cards. Okay, rebuild. Right. Alright, so I feel like something or someone is trying to control you, or there's been a situation maybe that you were trying to control. Either way, there's some kind of restriction. I'm just trying to get this message to come through. I'm trying to hold the cards up at the same time. So, whatever this situation was in the past, yes, where you were either being controlled, or you felt controlled, or you felt like you needed to stay in control, perhaps, or just, trying to get things to go a certain way when they weren't meant to go that way. But you will come across the tower moment, right? This is the tower, this card here, rebuild. You can see the lightning hitting it. So something will happen that is going to it's going to break that apart for you. Or it may already have happened, and now you may be sort of coming into this energy of surrendering to how things are, not how you want things to be. I feel like it was a bit of a shock, because the tower energy always is a bit of a shock. But it was divinely guided, whatever it was that happened, to kind of bring this energy to you. I feel like you're divinely protected. See, she's holding a heart, right? So it's based in unconditional love, the rebuilding of this situation. So something, yeah, I'm going to keep going with these cards. We've got an 8 and a 16. I'm really drawn to the numbers on this reading. I didn't even look at the ones in the last one in group 1, which is interesting. 8, and then it goes from 8 to 16. So it's like, I don't know. Counting in 8s. Oops, there goes a card. That one's dropping out. Alright, refusing to see. So, not having all the information, perhaps, or feeling like you weren't able to make a decision, or aren't able to make a decision because you don't know everything, or you just don't know, right? You're not looking at it. You're not able to look at it. In the traditional tarot, this card has someone with a blindfold on over their head. Over their eyes, I was going to say over their head, over their eyes. So it's sort of like, and they've got 2 swords, and they're trying to, which way? Which way is the enemy? Who do I stab? No, not necessarily. But it's basically a lot of mental energy and kind of confusion coming through. So, let me just keep going with that. Okay, I feel like this is all past. This is like what's come before to bring you to this surrender energy that's coming in for you this week. So you may find that you're actually in this state of confusion right now, like you don't know what to do. You don't really know what's going on. I feel like often when you do surrender at first, it can be quite shocking to your normal way of being if you are someone who is maybe anxious, or needs to feel like they have some control over something. Everybody does, right? But sometimes we take it a bit far and want everything to be a certain way, and when you can't have it that way, it can get a little tricky, I guess. But when you start to let go of it, that can start to feel a little bit confusing as well. It's sort of like, well, what do I do now? now I'm not using all this energy to try and control situations. What am I meant to do with what am I meant to do with it? Where's my path? This is the energy I'm getting coming through here. So, as I previously mentioned in when I was reading your oracles, a good thing for you to do if you're feeling like that is to go outside into nature, to focus on, creating something beautiful, whether it be artwork or cleaning your house, or I just got decluttering come out as well. So That's an interesting message. Maybe some of you need to get rid of some stuff that's in your house that's making you feel confused and overwhelmed. I know I do. I've got a lot of stuff I want to get rid of. All of a sudden, I just want to get rid of it. So, Teach is the next card that's come up. So this is the Hierophant. So you are being divinely guided, right? This situation that you've either been in or are going to be in is teaching you something. So the best way, if you feel like kind of victimized by the universe, and I only kind of giggle when I say that because I know exactly how that feels. I'm laughing with you, not at you. So yeah, if you are feeling victimized by the universe or by life and you're kind of like, why is this happening to me? A good way to look at it is, what is this teaching me? And I know that can get even tiring sometimes because you're like, well, why do I need to learn this? Look, as that flipped up, love, the love card has come up. As I put this card down and I was looking at the cards clairaudiently, I heard that it's clearing the way for love. Okay, so this, if you're going through this confusion and you're starting to sort of sit more in this surrender, I'm actually getting this message about making yourself feel beautiful, doing, you know, the self-care rituals, looking after your skin, exercising, eating right so you feel really good. And this is part of it. This, whatever happened previously, this tower moment, this confusion, this trying to control, and I don't know whether this was, for some of you, I think it might have been like you were in a relationship with someone who was controlling or were trying to be controlling. I feel like you probably didn't really let it happen. Or it was something that felt out of control and you were trying to control it, you know, so that you had a feeling of safety, because that's what we do when we don't feel like we've got control. We try to control things so that we feel safe, right? So whatever it was that happened, it's clearing the way for love. And this is good love. This is like soulmate type energy here. And, you know, it doesn't have to be relationship, romantic relationship related. It could be, you know, love, familial love, like if loving your family. Soulmates can be everywhere, right? They can be your friends, they can be your family, they can be your dog, your cat. I just feel like it's clearing the way for a more, what's the right word? It's clearing the way for a more balanced, reciprocal love or situation. So let's have a look. Oh yeah, spread your wings came up as well. So yeah, all right. So I feel like this is also the spread your wings coming up. It's kind of talking about, yeah, letting go of whatever happened in the past, because you've learnt your lessons, right? This is what I'm getting now that I'm looking at all of these cards. You've learnt your lessons. The Hierophant comes in sometimes to show you a way, to teach you something. So you've learnt your lesson from whatever happened in the past, and now you're moving on to something more balanced, more reciprocal, because yeah, so they said closed a karmic cycle as far as relationships are concerned, and now you're able to spread your wings. And this is, I guess, maybe this control situation that I was getting through with the oracle cards, as well as there was someone around who was stopping you from, you know, feeling beautiful, from tapping into the beauty that is you, and also from the magic as well. Like when you're in a situation with someone who doesn't believe in that and won't let you believe in that, because no matter what you say, they're like, no, they squash your fairies, right? When you break free from that, it's like, whew, I can fly again. The magic is back. So yeah, bringing back this magic. This is, oh, that gave me chills. This is really beautiful, beautiful reading. I feel like, yeah, you're breaking free from this restricted energy, this, and, you know, just spreading your wings and letting your energy go free, remembering your magic, remembering that you are beauty, you are beauty, you're beautiful. Yeah, you know what I mean. All of that stuff, the worthiness that you may not have felt is coming back to you now because you're surrendering, and when you surrender, your heart opens and the love of source, and you know, proper love, people that actually love you are able to access you, because when you close your heart, nobody can. um, so let's have a look here. I'll pull a few more cards and we'll have a look. Okay, so it's change your focus but reversed. So I wonder what that means. What's coming through for that? So yeah, maybe you're looking back on things. That's not going to do you any good at this point in time. It's time to look forward. It's time to go up that magical like pathway here. I see this as a soul path, and she's just like, yay, I'm going up my soul path. You know, arms wide open, trusting in life again. So if you find yourself sort of falling back into being fearful or worrying, it's time to change your focus. You might be some healing that you need to do as well, or that you could do. You don't need to do it, but it might come up as an invitation to love yourself in those parts of you that are hurt or damaged or, you know, challenging at times. So let's have a look and see what else is going to come up. One, two, oop, there we go. What was that card? We have daydreams and decisions, but it's also reversed. So, interesting. I feel like with that one coming up, it often speaks about illusions. I think that you're seeing through the illusions now. This is what seems to be coming through, is that you'll be able to see through these illusions. When you sit in your heart, or when you sit in surrender, it's much easier to be detached and to see things for what they actually are, because you're not emotionally involved in them. When you're emotionally involved in things, that's when you want to control them. That's when you're trying to have some sort of control over them, because you want them to go a certain way. Whereas if you're surrendered and then you're able to be detached and just see things for what they are, and then you can make choices that are, you know, supportive to you and your soul path. I think that's enough for today. I hope that that message or those messages resonated for you. If you like the reading, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Yeah, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Hey guys, Alvie here with the Group 3's reading. So if you chose Fresh Streams of Beauty Come From Deep Within, which is this card here, and the Yes card, then this is your reading. Just say yes is what it says. I feel like that's a really positive kind of energy coming through already. And deep streams of beauty come from deep within. I mean, fresh streams of beauty come from deep within. Okay, so we have a couple more oracle cards to give you an overlying energy kind of reading for the week, and then we'll go into tarot and read the more detailed energy. Okay, so we have play, have fun. There's also a card that's come up for you. My guides just said digging deep, so I feel like you're releasing something at this time as well. Let's have a look here. We'll have a look at the little poem on the back of this card. This is from the Unfurling Goddess inspiration cards. So it says forgiveness come from deep within. My personal chrysalis is worthy of 1,000 new moons of compassionate self-devotion. I begin making love through, I begin making love real through the passage of redemption, accepting 1,000 mistakes are possible before beauty is born. I invite the freshest dreams to move the silent, deep waters of creativity within. And as I quieten, I hear a dream beating velvet kisses upon my cheek. This quest of visions has just begun. How good could this be? Okay, interesting. So it says listen softly as well on this card. As I was reading this card, I was kind of getting these messages with this as well. That I feel like Yeah, it's sort of like you feel like you made a mistake. Maybe you made a mistake in love. Maybe you had a relationship that just didn't go well. Um, Somebody got hurt, something like that. I feel like um, for you guys that it's time to release these things, something you're holding on to perhaps as well, because it's stopping your truth from coming through. And I feel like within this week, we are going through a shift. Um, every reading that I've done previously, so I've done readings 1 and 2, and just like my own experience as well with the collective energy right now, is speaking to me about a big shift coming through, but it's not a shift like we are used to, like where it can be quite emotional and make you feel bad and all of that sort of stuff. I feel like it's a very gentle energy that's coming through, releasing things that we have been holding on to for a long time that we don't need anymore, so that we can open up and create more space for, you know, for love, for divine unity, for um, self-expression, for the divine feminine. This is another energy that's coming through quite strongly, is that we'll be tapping more deeply into the divine feminine energy. And as I said in the one of the other readings when I mentioned this, divine feminine is not a person. I don't care what the rest of social media says. It is an energy and it is an archetype. We have both divine masculine and feminine within us. Okay, so it's not like you separate them. They're not separate. They're part of us, and that is the whole thing of divine unity, is to find balance within yourself, right? Within your divine masculine and feminine that lives within you. So I feel like for the longest time, especially this year, we've had to work really hard, you know, always being in our masculine energy to get things done and all of that sort of stuff. But this week, this energy that's going to come through is very soft, it's very gentle, it's very nurturing, and it's asking people just to take a step back and let it flow. For you guys, as I said, I feel like there's a big release coming, and I feel like it's going to be a welcome one. It's going to be like, thank God that's gone, you know? It's not like something you don't want to let go of. And it's also something that's going to, it's like part of your soul path, because I feel with this card specifically, when it says autumnal equinox, it's talking about how, you know, the trees always know when it's time to let go of something, when it's time to let go of their leaves, I mean. So it's sort of like they don't fret about the leaves going, because they know new ones will grow. Um, and having that coming through, it's making me think of the universal law of vacuum. So what goes out, once if you know, release something, something else is going to come and fill that void. Um, let's have a look here. Just say yes. So and play. I feel like you might get invited somewhere as well to go, and you might be like, I don't know if I should do that. It doesn't sound like, you know, I'm not sure if I'm in that right space right now, but it says that you need to get out, right? This is the energy. Come out and play. Come out and play. Have fun. Just say yes. Stop blocking yourself from living your life and having, you know, having fun and remembering who you truly are, whatever it is that's been holding you back, that's got, you know, I can feel like when I look at this woman's face, she looks like she's in pain, emotional pain. Something that you've been holding on to is not, you know, it's not healthy for you to hold on to. You need to forgive yourself, or you need to forgive um, or forget the person or the situation, right? And like, I'm not saying we get over it and we never think about it again if it's something quite traumatic, but I am saying that it's better for you to release it, right? So you can get over it eventually. You don't have to get over it straight away, but if you can release it so that it's no longer in your energy field, and you can go out and play and remember who you are and remember the beauty that actually lives within you and the joyfulness that lives within you, um, it's going to serve you so much better. So let's have a look and see what your tarot says. So big releasing energy coming through, and forgiveness as well. So it might be forgiveness towards you, it might be forgiveness that you need to give to yourself. Many different ways this could be working for you. I'm getting the picture of like there's all this beauty kind of stuck underneath a plug, and the plug's going to get pulled out. So all this good energy is going to come flowing out of you this week. Let's have a look and see what else you've got for the tarot. Messages for group 3 for this week, please. What good energy messages do you have for group 3? Let's have a look here. Have a look here. Oh, I was going to say they just don't want to give me one. Alright, we've got this one for group 1 as well. Okay, reach out. So I feel like this is a situation where you've kind of isolated yourself. And you're being encouraged to, you know, reach out to other people. It's a group thing. So it's sort of like, you know, community, family, bigger amounts of people than like 2, basically. And as you can see on the card, there's like different skin colors representing, you know, like all different walks of life, all different, you know, people from different countries, different things, you know, that we can create this unity with when we are not afraid of what's going on within us, right? When you have something that's blocked within you, other people can kind of feel it, even if they don't know that they can feel it, and it can make it very difficult to connect, for you to connect with other people and for them to connect with you. So I feel like in this reaching out, I feel like you're going to be finding sort of like soul tribe, soul family, people that you feel safe to connect with, people that you feel connected with almost instantly in a way. And that's going to kind of encourage you to be reaching out to people, to be connecting with people, to be speaking to people, which is really going to help you with this releasing. Let's look more. And I also feel like it's kind of like someone's going to reach out to you and, you know, invite you to go out. As I said, even before I pulled that card, you're going to get an invitation. Just go, even if you might not feel like it's the right thing for you at this time. You're going to enjoy yourself, and it's really going to help you get through this release, basically, to get past, to pull that plug that I was talking about before. So we have Blossom in reverse. I feel like this card is talking often about, you know, working your inner light. You can see what she's doing here. She's creating new life from this light within her. Being that it's in reverse, and we're talking about that there's like this energetic plug that's holding down that energy within you because of whatever's happened. I'm not going to go deeply into that because this is a collective reading and it could go anywhere. But so it's like this energy that you know is there, but you kind of feel like you're not really connected to it, or you can't, because it's just so much. It's been blocked by whatever is going on. So I feel like when you're connecting with these people, this reach out card, you're going to remember this. You're going to see other people, and it's going to light you up, and it's going to help you tap in more to yourself, to your own energy. Let's have a look here. More messages for group 3. Oh. Ooh. Sigh is a good release. It's a good sign. Okay, so we have to take the lead as well. This is coming up reversed. I don't know if I've picked up the deck the wrong way around. I probably have, so we'll just see what comes up next. Take the lead. This is speaking about... let me think. So energetically, it's talking about not taking the lead, honestly. So this position, it would be like you're reaching out, you're... you have a lot of energy to give and you're kind of giving it out, right? So 3s are, they speak about like community and that sort of thing, as I was saying before. So I feel like at this time, it's a good idea just to protect your energy as you're going through this shift, through this release. This means, you know, staying around people, as I was saying, that you feel connected to, or, you know, meeting people that you feel instantly connected to, that you feel like you can trust, which is fine. It's sort of like baby steps, right? That's what I'm getting. It's like, take baby steps. Remember who your people are. And protecting your energy doesn't mean that you don't go out. It just means that you have certain things that you do before you go out, like create an energetic bubble, make sure that you're cleansing your energy and releasing things that don't belong to you. I feel like with you guys specifically, that this is, you're a very strong empath, and you might pick up a lot of stuff that isn't really yours as well, which can be even more intense if you are emotionally in pain or emotionally shifting something painful, because like attracts like, right? So if you've got that hanging around in your energy field, it's going to attract that, even if you don't know that it's not yours, which is tricky. I know sometimes you can't tell whose energy is whose, and you're like a bit of a sponge, I guess. So yeah, protecting your energy when you do go out, you'll probably know by the way that you feel when you're around people, whether they're someone that you are connected to and that, you know, you can reach out to, or that they can connect to you, because your energy will open up automatically. But again, you still need to take those energetic precautions. Let's have a look. More messages for group 3, please. Oh, got a couple there. What have we got? Strengthening bonds and lead. Okay, cool. So, as I said, you'll be meeting people who you feel instantly connected with, or that you know, or maybe like re-meeting people who you feel are, or have felt that are your soul family, that you know, maybe you haven't seen them for a while. I feel like you'll be connecting with them and strengthening the bonds that you have with them. It sort of feels like a new beginning as well. So this will be after the release. And you might feel a little tender, like I said, still from, you know, it's like a snake shedding its skin. What's underneath is like soft because it hasn't been weathered by the weather and by slithering around on the dirt and all that sort of stuff. So the underneath of the skin it's a weird way to put it, I know. So it's tender, right? But once you start reconnecting with these people and strengthening your bonds, you're going to realize, like, you have nothing to worry about, I guess, is what they're saying. You have nothing to worry about. A specific message just came through, like, you chose to trust someone who wasn't really trustworthy, but it wasn't really your fault. That's what my guides are saying. It's like, sometimes people can fool you, and it really hurts when they do, but it wasn't really your fault. So you need to forgive yourself for it and start trusting people again, which can be difficult, but there are people, as I've said, that you can trust who will be connecting with you this week. Lead, okay. So the Emperor is coming through. This could be a man in your life. This could be your divine masculine. This is something about being strategic, planning something, or someone who works with plans, or let's see. I often think with this card, it's like, this is the real life version, you know, the human version, and this is the soul. He's leading. This guy's leading this one. The guy in the blue, right? He's the soul. He's the guide, kind of, for this person here. He looks like he knows what he's doing. The one that's in full color, but it's actually just because he's following the divine plan. So something's coming up that's I feel like it's divinely orchestrated. That's coming up to help you release this, and I feel like it's kind of something that it's going to change your life in a big way when you start to be able to kind of just fully release this and remember who you are and all of that stuff. I also got a message with this one that this could be speaking about a man in your life. It could be talking about a man coming into your life, someone who you can trust, someone who's got that Emperor energy, like divine masculine energy. And I know I said divine masculine is an energy archetype, it's not a person, but an awakened masculine man is different to someone who's not awakened yet, right? They're someone who's um, they're aware of things that other people aren't because they're awakened. So they're more what's the word? I'm getting trustworthy. They're more trustworthy because they're not out to kind of use people, or the words fuck people up came to my mind. So that's yeah, that's obviously something coming through from one of you guys. The someone who's an awakened man or masculine energy isn't out to do that. They're not out to use people because they're awakened. They're more sovereign, right? They're sovereign, so they're not looking to use you. They're not looking to hurt you. They're looking to support you, and give you the structure maybe that you need to get back to where you should be. Um, this seems very specific. Okay, so I'm going to pull one more card and then I think we'll call it a day. This message has been quite intense, but hopefully it's helpful for you guys. There's a lot of different ways that I could actually see this playing out in people's lives as well. So we've got the Magician. Yeah, so I feel like with the Magician coming up, it really is, it's just like this new beginning, and I feel like you'll be strengthening bonds with the right people, so that you can rebuild your confidence. Because as I said in the beginning, the message I'm getting is that you aren't confident in like connecting with people anymore because of something that's happened in the past that made you feel like you couldn't trust other people. And I feel like this is this kind of like it's you blame yourself, but like I said, my guide said it wasn't really your fault. So whatever it was, it's time to release it so that you can start connecting with this new energy that's coming in. That's going to be so much more supportive for you. Okay, that is the end of Group 3's reading. Hopefully it resonated with you guys. If it did and you need or want more, please feel free to book a reading with me through my Facebook page, or just by messaging me. That's the only way you can do it at this point in time. Other than that, if you liked it or it resonated, put your thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up, and hopefully I'll see you in the next reading. Bye.